IVM.
Hey guys, even though Elon Musk is trying to turn everyone into robots, you'll be happy to know that very real human beings work at IVM Podcast, and some of them are even cool. How do I know? Well, listen to their own podcast, IVM Likes, where they recommend what they are listening to, watching, or reading. Catch IVM Likes every Monday on iTunes, Stitcher, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And may I recommend the IVM Podcasts app. Hey everybody, welcome to Geek Fruit Bulletin, where we discuss the news and the not news of the week. That means nothing.
I'm expecting a Dinkar level.
So I did one last week. And then I realized that I don't need it. Okay,
this is this week.
Why do I have to do this?
No day but today.
Nice.
Well done.
Nice deep reference to something really popular, that nobody knows about.
No, not that popular.
It's huge.
It's not 1995 anymore.
This is also true.
Yeah.
It's from a thing called Rent.
Hit me with your best intro.
You know, sometimes my cat likes to make sounds when I enter the house, but then when he's disinterested, then he doesn't. What is this? Muse and not muse? Okay.
Yeah, that's so solid. B-.
1 second. Yo,
Yeah.
this is the standard that Dinkar provides.
It's a B-.
I can't give you more than that. All
You
right.
passed.
Yes.
Well done.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey, so what are we talking about this week, Jishnu?
I saw a movie which I didn't know existed, and I just saw it because of name alone.
Okay.
Hotel Mumbai.
Yeah, oh God.
Have you seen this?
No, you were telling me about
Have
this.
you seen the trailer for it?
How old is this movie?
Not at all. Very old.
Oh, it's new.
It's pretty new.
Oh.
So it's Dev Patel,
Our favorite international Indian.
favorite Patel, Army Hammer,
Army Hammer, yes.
favorite
Not Batman.
Hammer,
Not MC, really. That's a shame.
and Anupam Kher.
Oh,
right?
God.
Our
The
favorite-
disaster of a human. Anyway,
Our
go ahead.
favorite bald man.
No, he's not even close.
Not even. So
Yeah, David Abraham.
it's about
Anyway.
if you know who that is.
Yeah.
So this is a movie about the 26/11 attacks, and
yes.
I was so curious when I saw, just like I saw the poster for it and a quick synopsis. I was like, oh damn, has there been one? Oh right, it's been about 10-11 years. So I guess now, if you're going to do one, I
There
guess
are some movies, right? Like, I'm assuming that have been made about 26/11? Yeah, of course there are. Yeah, there are movies. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So I haven't seen one yet.
Okay.
Right? But I was curious. I was like, all right, this is a touchy subject. Let's see who's in it.
Sensitive.
Yeah. And then I saw the cast list and I was like,
Right.
oh damn, is this like not the Grand Budapest? Is this
the
Exotic
best
Marigold?
Exotic
Yeah, I was like,
Marigold.
how is the Slumdog and Marigold Hotel gonna meet in worlds? And all the stupid jokes came flying a mile a minute, and man,
Is it it's supposed to be it's a
they
dark
were
film,
all
I'm sure.
true. No, it's not.
Wait, is it comedy?
It's like watching.
It's a drama, I'm assuming.
I felt like disrespected while watching this movie. Like, man,
That's hilarious.
like, ooh. So they,
As a through and through Bombay person,
As a-
this
yeah.
offensive, I want to say.
it is.
Okay.
And Kolaba is like my old neighborhood.
Yeah, of course.
so
Yeah,
like,
that's why it's super sensitive.
it's very sensitive.
Yeah.
And so there isn't, as far as I know, or at least it hasn't done well. If there is one, there isn't a movie out there that I know
I've not heard of this.
that like 26/11 is like our 9/11, right?
Yeah.
It's considered in the same. It's thought of in
Taken in
the
the same
same
breath.
stake, same
Yeah,
breath,
yeah.
right? There isn't a movie that anybody's made that's been made with any success, at least, of people playing out, however many minutes or hours of the 9/11 attack in real time.
Though there have been some films, yeah?
But there have been movies where they mention it, or they
Yeah.
will show you a moment of it, which
Yeah.
will then play a part of a larger story.
Yeah, like
about,
United 93, that was a great film.
But they will the events of those attacks will be servicing a bigger theme or a bigger story of some kind.
Yeah.
Like, because this happened, that's why this story needs to be told for whatever that movie is.
Yeah.
But this movie is literally just about that specific attack and how it played out.
Is it
right?
about the Taj Hotel
Yes.
and everything? Oh, it's just about that.
it
Because I'm
follows-
assuming how the white guy fits in here.
Therein lies the problem. So
Okay.
it's about it to the letter. From the very beginning of the terrorists coming into the docks in the fishing village, getting to not Cafe Leopold, because I guess legal reasons, Cafe Lilopoli.
What?
Let's start there.
Oh my God. Okay,
so,
cool.
Again, as a good Colaba boy, I know what Leopold looks like. That was not Leopold,
not
buddy.
Leopold.
Sorry, you ain't fooling anybody.
Okay.
But so forget those little nitty gritty.
Is this movie?
But the point is, it's literally just it's a
just a
play by play.
retelling,
It's a full play by play.
There's no story like of any character like his arc.
They made up an arc about Dev Patel, who's a waiter, who's like his opening scene is genuinely the Slumdog Millionaire opening scene, but he's a grown man and has a turban.
Okay.
That's the only difference. And then he goes to work.
Does he have an Indian? I'm making quotes. Does he have?
Okay. His Hindi is immaculate, as you'd imagine. It's him working under Anupam Kher, who's the head chef for the Taj. Army Hammer is some American dude with a wife and a baby who are going to be your emotional center of like, oh, I'm fighting for my wife.
Is this movie made for... Which audience is this movie made for?
I don't know why they're doing this. They made up story. Maybe they interviewed people, the survivors, and like they're like, oh, there was this cool family that had this story happen to
them.
Like
a dramatic license to...
Yeah, exactly. Right? It's a based on true events kind of story. So that happens. People do that. That's okay. But the point is, it's
a bad film, you're saying.
It's a bad film, but it's also like just... I felt like morally pissed on.
Oh God!
I was like, "Yo, you don't do this. Like, you don't like just."
You know what's so funny?
You don't dramatize this thing to no greater end.
You
it's
are
like
the tiniest intersection of the Venn diagram of like people who might actually just watch this because it's like Indians. I don't know. Would we watch this movie? But like, is this movie made for white people? But since you have studied abroad and you're here, speaking to
this Venn diagram, I can tell you just how specific my Venn diagram is. I remember vividly because I think we all remember where we were on that day to some extent. I was in the States. I was in college. I was a sophomore in college. It was Thanksgiving Day. Yeah. So it was the day when I was going to my friend's house and was like, oh, wow, there's a lot of love in this room. This is amazing. And I get a call from my friend, also in the same college with me, who's also from Bombay, from Dadar.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, you should check the news, man, because there's some stuff going down. And my best friend Adil lives just a few minutes down the road, and he was at home and he told me he could like feel his house moving because of the friggin' grenade blasts.
Yeah.
And so I was, 8,000 miles away, but I was like, holy crap, my friends are at home and all this stuff is going down. And so I was playing intermediary between my friends in the States and my friends back home. I was like explaining to people like, yo, context, guys, this is big.
You are this movie.
And it was days long, right? Yeah. It was several days long. And so for several days, I was glued to the screen. And they've done things where they've recreated the same footage. Like the minute I saw the news footage that they recycled, I was like, holy crap, I've seen that a million times. And that's good. They kept those little details, which I guess is not the hardest thing to like go to YouTube and look up 2611 news report and just like
that was the dumbest thing that the news did, right? Which was actually like put footage up of our soldiers kind of like executing their operation, which is like this dumbest shit you can think of.
Yep.
Because people are watching that, Oh God.
So the footage of the koalas going around metro and like shooting discriminately near Furtados. I remember that. Like they recreated that, right? But so this movie is basically doing its best to give you the cinematic recreation of the worst day in recent history in the city.
Oh, man.
But there was no point to it other than, well, we can. And I was just like...
That's a lot of movies,
right. But I was like, damn, man, like this hurt. I was like, don't do this. This is real.
I mean, it cannot be easy to do any kind of tragedy of any sort, Like, I mean, they're doing Chernobyl now, but, it's just about how you handle the material and stuff. Or how long is it? Is it too soon? I don't know. Yeah. But where did you watch this, by the way?
At home.
On like what service? What is it on? Netflix? Is it on Amazon Prime?
I saw it? I saw it on a torrent site. It was like one of the biggest things, sort of like Hotel Mumbai.
Oh, Hotel Mumbai. Oh, that's a terrible name.
Yeah, one with that name, exactly. Because I saw Dev Patel, Hotel Mumbai, and I was like, he's making more hotel movies? And I was like, whoa, this is a very different hotel movie.
Yeah.
He's still a waiter, like he was in the previous hotel movies.
Oh my gosh.
This is his third hotel movie as a waiter.
What is he doing?
He's gone from chaiwala to waiter.
He was actually good in what was that show? In Newsroom. He was alright in that.
Oh, he's in Newsroom?
Yeah, he's good in that.
Oh.
He's in the first, he's in all 3 seasons. He's
good.
Damn.
Yeah. No idea.
And he's good. He's actually an okay actor.
He's not terrible. Yeah, I mean, like, it's hilarious.
He gets typecast, obviously.
He gets typecast, and it's hilarious hearing him speak Hindi, and like, he explains to some very scared European woman, he's like, this is my pagri. This is my life.
Life, yeah.
But The best part, the moral crux of this movie as to why the entire staff, Anupam Kher and Dev Patel and all their friends, are brave and like fighting through all this
Is
because the terrorists come in. There are only like a handful of them in the building, but there are like 1,500 people in the building. And so 1,500 people trapped throughout the building in their rooms, not knowing where these guys are. So like, crap, do we stay in the room or do we leave? And so the line that gets thrown around consistently, like you could equate it quite literally to a Winter is Coming, or a Valar Margulis, or some generic made-up thing that you just take on with brevity. It's like, oh, because they're saying that it's an inbuilt thing. Like, you
got
know,
it.
It's my cry.
Hit us with it. What is it? Oh my God!
Amazing moment. The head chef says, "Listen, guys, there's a service exit in the back. You can take that if you want, but I'm going to stay because there are 1,000 guests here." And we need to make sure that they're okay. But if you guys want to leave, it's totally fine.
Okay.
One guy leaves. The other guy's like, no, sir. Guest is God.
I was close.
Guest is God.
I was close.
Guest is God is said like 10 times
about
over.
Service. Or...
Yeah, so just like...
Yes, Atithi Devo Bhava. Is that, what is it? Yeah.
What?
That's like, your guest is your God.
So that basically becomes the moral crux of this film. It's
Okay,
like, why are these guys doing it?
Hotel movie, guest is God.
Because guest is God. I was like,
okay.
All right then. I don't deny that might be why...
Some
people actually did, for sure.
I mean, that and the fact that you want to preserve human life as a morally good thing to do.
There's plenty of good reasons for why they did that, and I don't judge anybody for that. But man, that is the emotional focus of this movie.
Wow.
So if you wanna see an extended 2-hour gunfight scene across multiple corridors in the Taj, this is the movie for you.
They shot in the Taj.
They shot exteriors a lot.
And
they might have
built
recreated.
Sets and
they
stuff?
probably built sets, but.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
That's insane. I always find these crossover films damn weird, you know, like, I don't know if you've seen, we spoke about this as well, $1 Million Arm.
Right.
With John Hamm and stuff about, it's also based on a true story about how they found these two Indian kids who played cricket and then kind of drafted them into these baseball teams. It's like, it's a Disney film, so it's your standardized kind of journey to success story. But I always find it's kind of weird because it's so difficult for us to watch these films and because I think we live in a bubble, right? Like, because we see India in a pretty different way, and every time we showcase it in a film, they're gonna be. It's like how Slumdog was to us when we first saw it. I still think Slumdog is a perfectly good film,
but we all cringed and we all just laughed.
Like, no, but that's not us.
We all laughed at the same things and cringed at the same things. Which the target audience did not notice.
Yeah, because it feels like misrepresentation and appropriation at some point.
But I guess that's what every New Yorker thinks about every Times Square battle scene in The Avengers.
Yeah, I wonder how they feel about that, man.
They're like, all right, I get it. Yeah, there is an H&M store, yes, but
everything
else,
weird, right?
not so much. Yeah,
I don't know how they must react to it. Maybe they didn't get it right. No one has done success.
The reason I mentioned this movie is not because I completely agree with you, and that's what we were laughing at about in Slumdog. But on the whole, Slumdog works. It is a good movie.
Oh, it's a good film. Yeah.
This movie was just like,
it's also a bad film.
It's also a bad film, and it's on the touchy subject, and you've messed up all these things. Like,
for example, we spoke about Bhavesh Joshi. Yeah. What we love about it is that feels authentically Bombay. Yeah. And that feels like a Bombay that I live in.
Right.
Even though like suddenly he's at the Malad station, and then he suddenly cuts to like town and all. But whatever, that's okay, it's fine. But like it still feels authentic and real. Yeah. And maybe these films like, I don't know, man, it's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
well, that was a weirdly interesting.
How's that for nut news?
Yeah, it's bang on, pretty much. All right, cool. So if you have something you want us to discuss, maybe more movies like this, I don't know, to have that weird uncanny valley of like topicality, let us know. Till then, catch us on our main episodes every Monday. Bye, Jishnu.
Did you know that Parsis in Mumbai, instead of being left at the Tower of Silence after they die, are now cremated? And why? Because a cow fell sick in the early 1990s. Did you know that the smog in Delhi is caused by something that farmers in Punjab do and that there's no way to stop them? Did you know that there wasn't one gas tragedy in Bhopal, but 3? One of them was seen, but 2 were unseen. Did you know that many well-intentioned government policies hurt the people they're supposed to help? Why was demonetization a bad idea? How should GST have been implemented? Why are all our politicians so corrupt when not all of them are bad people? I'm Amit Verma, and in my weekly podcast, The Seen and the Unseen, I take a shot at answering all these questions and many more. I aim to go beyond the seen and show you the unseen effects of public policy and private action. I speak to experts on economics, political philosophy, cognitive neuroscience, and constitutional law so that their insights can blow not only my mind, but also yours. The Seen and the Unseen releases every Monday. So do check out the archives and follow the show at seenunseen.in. You can also subscribe to The Seen and the Unseen on whatever podcast app you happen to prefer.
Hey, this is Shudaditya.
And I'm Amit Doshi.
And we host Shunya One.
It's a really fun podcast where we talk to some of the best entrepreneurs in the country.
Yes, talking about everything from their startup challenges to what they're building and all the future of technology right here.
So catch us on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you listen to your podcast from.